Привет, comrades, TFCom here. I need to look at when it actually starts recording. I may be just doing a random pause, and you guys are like, what are you doing? I just wait until the little light comes on my screen, but it kind of like freezes for a second before doing that. I don't know, weird way to start. Привет, comrades, TFCom here. I don't really have anything planned to talk about today, but I'm sure it will still end up being a long conversation because that's just how I am, apparently. No, I don't even know what I'm doing half the time. I don't know. I always have something to talk about. What's going on now? Oh, yes. Yes. By the way, no. I got my exam back from that one class I was doing really badly in. And if you remember, there was 3 that I had failed before, and I was pretty much going to fail again. I tried my best, but I couldn't focus for more than 5 minutes, and I really, really tried. And then the first test after that, I still did really badly. And I say after that, I mean like after getting Adderall, I still did badly. And I think I had to wait for my body to adapt better. Because I did way better now in those classes. As you heard, the math one, I got an 88, which again was... I've never been good in math at all. My current grade in that class is an 80 right now. And it could be better. It definitely could be better. I'm kind of disappointed that it's so low. Which is ironic to me because it was such a huge deal that I got higher than a 70 on a test. And then I'm complaining that I have a B. I mean, that's kind of dumb. But I'm gonna try harder. It's only been one test, you know, since I began. So I'm gonna try and get a much better grade now. But the other class, I got I forget, it was an 80 something on the test. But my current grade now is an 83.17, or was it .13? I don't know. It's basically an 83, and so glad of that class. That class is hell, and I mean that the nicest way. The nicest way to say the class is hell. That's cognitive psychology, which sounds basic, you know. It sounds, sure, cognitive. You learn why people are the way they are, or whatever, you know. But no, it's a very, very difficult class. And more because the teacher makes it difficult. There's 2 different teachers that teach it. One apparently makes it a lot of fun. She tries to relate it to everything else. And this teacher, she kind of hates everyone. And I don't mean that as like personal grudge against them maybe, but it's more she just has that feeling that she doesn't like you. You know, like you can just kind of like feel unwelcome in her class. And then she either, like, it's a huge, huge room, so she needs a microphone, plus she whispers. So even with the microphone, I can barely hear her. And then some days, it just won't work, and she'll just, like, keep talking, we're like, ma'am, your microphone, you know, turned off, and she's like, oh, then just move closer so you can hear me. And I'm like, there's, like, 400 people in this classroom. I can move as close as I can. There's no way I'm going to be able to hear you still. I could probably not hear you on the front row. Most of the front row looked like they couldn't hear her. So that's not going to work, you know, but, I mean, there was one time where she had, my friend, it was a classmate. I call everyone my friend, it seems, but actual friends are rare. But, you know, it was a classmate. She sent an email asking about something, and she said, Miss Marmion. And there was a 10-page response about how it's Dr. Marmion, and to even say Miss is sexist, and da-da-da-da. And it's like, this was a female classmate that messaged her, first of all, and it's like, and she's not sexist. Plus, you know, it's a simple mistake. But, I mean, I understand being like, it's doctor, and that would still be a little moody snap there, you know, that's still kind of mean. But, you know, I understand, I guess you worked hard for the doctorate, but She literally was 10 pages. She literally got the email, copied and pasted it into Word, and it was 10 pages. That's longer than some of the essays I've written. Most of the essays I've written. Like, really? And then she talked about us in class about how horrible we were one time. Because the highest grade on the test was a 63, I believe, or 64. It was the highest grade on the test. She was really angry about that because, you know, she's like, you guys don't care, you're not trying. My previous years did this great. This year I made it a little harder, but it shouldn't have been any big deal. And I got the 64. I was the top one in the class, but I was really proud about that. But at the same time, I was kind of like, I got the highest grade, and then I'm like, that's still not gonna let me pass the class though. So, because, you know, she wouldn't do the. They have a thing called the curve. I don't know if other people do it, but our school does it a lot. It's up to the teacher, of course, but usually, if everyone does really badly on a test, the highest graded person, they add enough points to make that grade be 100. And so, you know, everyone else gets the extra points too. If it's 15, if it's 20, if it's 2. But, you know, they try to make the highest grade up. And it helps a lot, you know. Or there's other ways to do it. Like, some teachers will do it so however much points they need to have 3/4 of the class pass the test, or whatever it might be that they do. I have one teacher that's my statistics teacher, and she controls for error variance, and not really error variance. Oh geez, standard error measurement error. Yeah, which is, you know, our statistical thing we were learning about in class. So basically, it's that you do certain tests, and there's a way to tell how well your questions are worded and stuff. And this test is 98% good at detecting that, you know, at testing your skills. It's not underrepresentation, it's not overrepresentation, you know, things like that. And then whatever it is left over, you know, like if it's 98 good, then that means, you know, 2% be bad, and so she would add 2 points to her grade, you know, things like that. I don't think it's ever been that low. It's usually around 15 points, because, you know, nothing's perfect, obviously. I'm gonna keep driving. I don't want to pull into Walmart because I know I'll end up buying something, and I don't need to do that because I'm broke. Like, I thought I had more money yesterday when I made that, you know, message there, or video. I said that I had maybe $80 and I needed $50 to do my car, and, you know, I didn't want to have less than a certain amount for the week and everything else. Yeah, I have $10 right now. I thought I had way more than that. So there's definitely no way I'm going to be able to get my oil done. Which sucks, because, you know, it's kind of important. But, yeah. Anyway. I don't even know where I'm going. I'm just, yeah, I need to go somewhere. But yeah, so, long story short, I have an 83 something in her class. She was one of the other classes that I had failed before. So, yeah, my math one is my statistical tests and measurements, or psychological statistics, psychological statistical test and measurements. Like, it's a long name. We just call it test and measurements usually, or math. I just call it math. Because there is psychological statistics, which is a whole different class that we have to take as a precursor to this one. Someone calls it Stat 2. I mean, like, you know, people call it different things. I usually just test and measurements, or I say I'm going to math. Why is it so dark? Oh, there's no street lights. Or there is, but they're really dull. Wow, because usually, you know, even though I'm driving, you can still see me somewhat. Man, that's dark. Sorry, guys. But, I probably shouldn't be driving around because it wastes my money with gas, but I don't want to go home right now. I'm having huge issues with my roommates, and, I kind of want to rant to you guys, but I don't want to make my issues worse. And I know mentioning them at all is probably going to make them worse, but I don't know. It's been a pretty horrible situation. I'm definitely trying to get out of there as fast as I can. It's turned very abusive, and I don't want to get any more into it than that, but it's not a safe place for me. Don't go telling them that, because again, I literally just said it is not a safe place. If you tell them that I was talking bad about them at all, it's going to get 1,000 times worse, and they're probably going to be hurt. So please, please don't mention that to them. I don't know which one of you guys it was originally. I don't know if you stopped last time I talked about it or not, but just try not to cause any issues, please. That is an ambulance. I tried really hard to pronounce that. Ambulance. I say it slow now. People who don't know me, well, you all kind of know me now, but there's certain words that I have a really difficult time pronouncing, and ambulance is one of them. I say it slowly like that and break it apart, I can usually pronounce it pretty well. But if I'm just talking, I say the ambulance. Or helicopter instead of helicopter. And that's just how my mom always pronounced them, and, you know, I grew up with my mom, so... But, you know, she's foreign. I'm sure she got the accent from that. And I say foreign. She's foreign, but not, in the way, I told you she's half German, half British. And she did spend her high school time in Germany, her high school years, and I think maybe a few years after she graduated, I'm not sure. But she lived most of her life in the States. So it's like it's kind of iffy of what you would consider her, I guess, but, you know. I'm just going on an adventure, don't know where I'm going, don't really care. I'm just gonna keep going straight so I can always... Yeah, I'm gonna keep going straight. I want to do, like, a cool, like, designs and, like, what's over here, what's over here. Well, if I go straight, I know the way back because I just know I have to do a U-turn. That's always a good one. If I get on the highway, then I'm kind of screwed. That maybe I should turn somewhere, but you know. You know. I'm not smart. What are you talking about? Oops. That is fucking bullshit. Oh my fucking god. If cop was there, I would have thought that. Okay, the lane said, you know, straight only. And then you go up to there, and there's only one lane. And it's not mine, it's the, you know, the lane next to me. And if it's straight only, then there needs to be a lane for me to go into, even if the lanes merge into one later on, you know? It's stupid. I mean, I usually turn there, even though it says straight only. I usually turn there because there's no other option. I'm gonna go left. Why am I gonna go left? Because I reached a dead end. Oops. So I can't really trust my U-turn logic anymore. Darn. Let's go over here. Adventure, adventure. Going on an adventure. I don't know. But, yeah, that's annoying. Anyway, yeah, I usually turn left there, even though it says straight only, simply because my GPS says turn left. And I know without my GPS, I'm gonna get lost as shite. So, I'm gonna follow it. If I got arrested, too bad. No, but I wouldn't get arrested, I would get like a ticket probably, but... Yeah, but apparently it's a turn only lane, and it says say straight only, so... I don't know what's going on there. I wonder if I'm going to downtown Tyler. I don't know. I followed a sign that says Tyler this direction, which means I was out of Tyler somehow. But, I don't know. To be fair, that Walmart I usually go to is outskirts of Tyler. I say outskirts, and it's kind of an iffy thing there because... Yeah, it's the outskirts of Tyler. Like, it's still considered Tyler, though. But I think of outskirts of Tyler, I think of that, like I mentioned last time, how there is things that aren't really a town, but they're not a town, you know, like they don't have another name or anything, you know. I think outskirts, I mean, as the no-name place, you know, that's you're close to Tyler, so I'd say you're outskirts of Tyler, you know? I don't know. So it's weird that technically it's like on the border of Tyler is where that Walmart is. And it's so weird because I can go all the way past the signs to say I'm out of Tyler and everything else, and be driving into areas that say like I'm in like White House or whatever it might be, the town might be, you know. I can do all that, and then there'll be a sign that says entering Tyler, or no, now leaving Tyler, and I'm like, I've been out of Tyler for a while, buddies. And I guess it's just because, you know, it's kind of not a town, you know, they kind of need to have some sort of thing, I don't know. It's weird because according to street signs, it's part of Tyler because the now entering or now leaving Tyler, but it's also not part of Tyler because there's street signs that say now leaving Tyler. So, was that for us or not? I don't know. That doesn't seem like for us. I'm gonna, I'll slow down a little bit just in case. Okay, that wasn't for us. Good. Okay. It did slow down a little bit, not much. Okay. Well, no, I was driving and the speed limit was 55, and then all of a sudden I saw a sign that said speed limit 30, and it was kind of at an angle, you know, but it looked more like someone had bumped into it or something. Like it wasn't like it was pointing towards a different road. So I was like, oh, what do we do here? Ooh, Texas College. Ooh. I forgot there's technically 3 colleges in Tyler, which is, again, weird because no one's been to Texas College that I know of. Like, I know it's here because I've seen signs for it all over, but I've never seen it. I mean, I guess maybe I should follow the signs. I've never seen it, and people at UT, Tyler, which is where I'm at, they've transferred from a lot of different schools, but none of them have transferred from Texas College, at least that I know of. So I don't know what it is. Maybe it's I think it's a 4-year school. I'm not really sure. I didn't hear about it until I was moving in. I was going for orientation to UT Tyler, or was I going to? I was either going to orientation, or I was going on like a tour to see if I would like the place. I don't know. And we passed a sign that says Texas College, and we were really confused because GPS said to turn that way too, but we're like, they wouldn't be right next to each other, right? And it ended up the signs that said Texas College led us to UT Tyler. So I thought maybe it was an old name for it. I knew that the name only changed like a few years ago. Well, a few years from when I joined, so it's probably about 4 or 5 years now, at least. But there's still some teachers who have their diploma says Texas College. But the signs are still up, and they'll add extra signs too. Like there'll be signs that says Texas College this direction, and underneath it'll be signs that says UT Tyler this direction. And it'll be the same direction, but I'm like, so is there another school here? I'm not sure about it. I keep hearing this name, but I've never seen it. So it's one of those iffy things. That one, I think, is a street sign for us. I don't know anymore. No one else is slowing down, though, so do I slow down or do I not? Ooh, a highway. I don't care. I'm going to go on it. If I get lost, I'll die. Ooh, Gentry. Okay, no, I pretty much know where I am. Okay, I'm near Gentry. I could turn on Gentry. I don't want to turn on Gentry. Come find me. No, this isn't live or anything. But Gentry is where I used to work. Really bad area. I never really had any real issues with it, but a lot of people did not feel safe there. And I actually got transferred from my work there. I don't know if I ever talked to you guys about this, but I worked at Gentry, Dollar General. And basically what they told me is that at the time I lived pretty close to Gentry. I say pretty close. It's probably about 10-15 minutes away. And they told me that they didn't want me closing or being there after dark because it got robbed all the time. And apparently it was usually robbed at gunpoint. And no one ever died, at least that I know of. So, you know, people didn't you know, I think the people maybe not even have loaded guns. I don't know. They're just trying, you know, to get money, and it always worked. So the store was always a wreck. Everything else was pretty much a wreck, but they were the only people who would hire me. Like, I applied to every single one, and they were the only ones hiring at the time, and I was like, okay, fine, you know, whatever. Bridges. Doesn't sound good. Okay, it was just the bridge. Good, because I was like, my tires sound like they're messed up or something. But, yeah. So they hired me there, and they said, you know, it's nothing against you. You're a great employee, and we're not going to fire you or anything because of this, because, you know, that's obviously discrimination, and it's illegal. And not to mention the fact that, you know, it'd be stupid to fire someone over this. And I worked there for a while, but it became the point where school was going to start, and I had a lot of day classes, so I'd need to work nights, and they couldn't work me nights really because, you know, it was dangerous. And I think I worked a few nights with people, and I don't remember them being too bad. I remember my grandma being terrified, because I lived with my grandma at the time, and I remember her being terrified. And there was a lot of people, like, shooting up in the bathroom. Like, there was a lot of heroin needles just left around, so I'm gonna assume someone was using them because they were empty. So I'm gonna assume that's what it was. You know, there's a lot of things you can shoot up, but they weren't like insulin needles or anything. They were very obviously a drug needle. It was testosterone. No, but you know, there's stuff like that, and there'd be, you know, the little what are they called? The blue thing you wrap around the arm to tighten up the tourniquet, I think is what it is, so that you can shoot up. Yeah, there would be those left around, and we found a bunch of pipes hidden in one of our outdoor things. You know, good place to hide your drugs. You know, no one's gonna, if they find your drugs there, the cops aren't gonna link it to you. I guess fingerprints, but the fact that it was such a common place, you know, people have probably walked all over and everything else, and maybe people have touched it, you know, it just would be all messed up. I don't know. I thought it was pretty smart, but my grandma was terrified, of course, for this. She came to visit me once, you know, just like a nice little welcome, you know, your first lunch break, I'm gonna get you something to eat, and oh man, she left really fast. She's like, you know, I don't want you working here, this is a dangerous place. And I'm like, you know, I need a job, Grandma. And she's like, and I get that. She's like, I just don't feel safe here myself. And, you know, you're a tiny little person. And at the time, I had, I had only been on testosterone for like a month or so. So I was very, very tiny, very, very weak. Already a big target for being trans in Texas. But add to the fact that, it was a dangerous area on top of that, which I don't know if they'd even care about me being trans. It's an iffy thing there, because, you know, those bad neighborhoods, quote unquote, they either care a lot and are just like anti-everything that's not straight, white, cis. Well, white is debatable, because a lot of those neighborhoods are pretty gang separated, not gang, race separated. And I don't mean like, ooh, all the blacks out there, or anything like that, which people seem to always think I mean. I mean, like, they are a group of white people, there's a group of black people, there's a group of Hispanics, whatever, and they hang out with their own group in kind of like a gang-like mentality, and usually it is pretty violent, so I guess I could have been hated for being white. I don't know, but I mean, it's not like they're all like straight white cis. Cis, straight is probably all they really care about. Basically, yeah, it was a dangerous place, and I didn't really want to leave. I mean, I remember being terrified of the place, and I do remember, like, now I can't think of why I was terrified. Like, I was just like, it really wasn't that bad, but I remember being pretty scared, and they offered to move me to Green Acres. And for those who don't know Green Acres, oh jeez, I was kind of scared to start working there. It is, Green Acres Church is actually what I'm passing right now, I think. No, this is another one. But Green Acres Church is a very, nope, yeah, it's over there. It's a very big deal in our town. Did I literally go a full circle? Cool. And it's only been 25 minutes or so. Maybe I'll do it again. Again! No. Maybe. I didn't actually take up any gas or anything. And now I know where I'm going. Huh. Okay. I guess I'll keep going around. I don't want to pull over at Walmart. I like driving. It calms me down, and I'm having issues and stuff. Plus Walmart, I feel like they're staring at me, and I'll buy stuff. And you know, I already told you the things there, but yeah. So I went to work at Green Acres on your right. No. And it is a very prominent church in this town, and it's an iffy one because people either absolutely love it or they absolutely hate it. It's one of those churches where they're like in your face, this is what we believe. If you don't believe this, you're a horrible, horrible person, and you're going to like be basically, you're never going to get any laws passed or anything. They're going to, you know, find a way to make sure you do not succeed, basically, if you are against the church. And some people were like, yeah, you know, pure religion. And I'm like, religion shouldn't be in charge of politics. I'm not saying politicians have to be anti-religion. They can have their own religion, and they can base their own life on it, but don't make laws and stuff around a religion. Like, I even mean that for me. Like, if I became president or mayor or whatever, I'm not going to be like, okay, everyone has to get off for Yule. Everyone has to dismantle the churches, or, you know, like anything like that. Like, I wouldn't do anything like that. You know, I think religion doesn't belong in politics, and maybe that's just because my religion has been prosecuted by politics so much that I kind of, I don't know, if I had to be separated, you do too, but, you know, basically, it's a petty thing there, kind of, but whatever. So, yeah, Green Acres is where I was kind of iffy about going there, because, again, I am a little gay trans boy, and, one that didn't pass too well. And I say too well, I passed as a man almost perfectly. I just looked 12. And I'm not even exaggerating there. At my big baby cheeks and that, I looked 12. Maybe 16, absolutely oldest. And I've always looked really young, so, you know, it didn't really help the fact. But, so it's one of those things where they, if people know the store, they know you have to be at least 18 to work there. So I look insanely young as a man, so they're like, you must be a very masculine girl or something, you know, just because girls look a little younger. And that's usually what their assumption was. Like, I didn't have any facial hair, so I was either a really young guy or a girl. And that's more of how they separate that. And I was starting a little facial hair, a little peach fuzz, but it wasn't even brown yet, I don't think. It was just kind of like white fuzz. But, whatever the case, it was a pretty bad workplace, and my thing's gonna time out relatively soon. I know I said it was gonna be a short video today. I guess not. I guess not. See, I told you I'd find something to talk about. So it's not gonna be a short video today, but it'll continue into part 2 and stuff. I'll try to catch it when it does that and do my greeting, my intro again. I may not, but, you know, just letting you guys know that I'm aware that it's going to time out soon. Which is stupid. It's really stupid, because YouTube doesn't time me out, so why does my phone? I don't know. But no. So I worked at Green Acres, and I was willing to transfer, you know, they could give me the hours I needed and stuff, and when I say it's a bad area, it was a good area and a bad area. Like, the customers were a lot nicer. They were little ladies and stuff, as opposed to people coming in and there's literally a gun strapped to their hip. And I don't even mean like a cowboy type gun on your hip. I mean like there's a Glock, you know. And I grew up in a fairly bad area, not as bad, of course, as that, but I grew up seeing a lot of guns and stuff, so I wasn't really too bothered by it, but I was always kind of weary. But these are little old ladies, and I was like, oh, that'd be so great, you know, they're gonna be so sweet and everything else. And, you know, they would sometimes be a little slow because they had to write checks or whatever, but I was like, you know, yeah, but good for you, little old lady, you know, take your time, you're a sweetheart, I don't mind how long it takes you to write a check. Good for you, little old lady. And, there was a lot of customers like that, and that was nice. ma'am a lot, and I mean, I kind of saw it coming. I still get called ma'am now, which is a little weird to me. My voice is pretty high for a guy, I'll admit that. And especially on shot day, my voice is a lot higher. If I'm late on my shot, and I mean late, it's still, you know, the day of my shot. I just used to take it as soon as it hit midnight. I used to give myself my shot. Whereas now I tend to do it either when I wake up or after class and work and everything, so like 11 or 12, you know, as I'm heading to bed. Sometimes it'll technically be the next day, you know, like I've been doing later lately, and I think that's why I've been seizing so much, because it's always been those days, and hormone imbalance always causes an issue, and then the fact that, dude, I'm already speeding. What the fuck are you trying to do? Person next to me is not going any faster, motherfucker. It's a toll road. Hi, toll road. Bye-bye, toll road. Oh, hi, other toll road. Bye-bye, toll road. Ew, I'm officially in White House. The White House. No, it's a town near Tyler. That's, wow, I've actually never been to White House before. Oh, I'm here. Actually, I worked in White House. That's a lie. It was, again, one of those outskirts things that's close enough to be White House, but not anything else, so. I know it's technically a full circle that I'm on right now. But the circle goes around all of East Texas and not just Tyler. So it's like an hour or two long, hour circle. Maybe I'll do the whole one, I don't know. But anyway, I may turn around and find my way back or whatever later. But I'll get into that job in a minute. But Green Acres was iffy there. I didn't get a name tag. I had worked there for 2-3 months and never gotten a name tag. And, you know, the rules were we had to wear a name tag. And they didn't really teach me a lot about what was required for the company. Like, when I worked in Gentry, there were certain rules, like things where they say don't wear your piercings at all, but don't look weak. And it's kind of contradictory in that way. And I don't mean like I wear piercings to look tough, but, you know, having big spikes in my face kind of is intimidating, which is, you know, helpful in a bad area, you know. I think so. They said don't do it. My coworker always wore her lip rings anywhere, lip studs. Lip studs is an iffy thing. It wasn't even like a labro or labre. I think it's labro is how you pronounce it.